No icon, no novelty, no big twist, just...
Body bags, where horror lies.
Yo, what's up everybody? Welcome to week 123 here on Body Bags. I am your host Moodz616, and thank you once again for stopping in, guys. Yeah, week 123 is here, and I've got a slasher film for y'all. It's been a while since I've actually reviewed a slasher film here on Body Bags, so I thought, why not? Perfect time to dig into this director's films. I think I have like 5 movies by this guy, and I've never actually checked out one of them, so now is the appropriate time to do it. I actually met this director at Cinema Wasteland last year, and I liked him a lot. He was very fun, he was very spunky, he just had a lot of good stories, he was really into film, and we just kind of bullshitted back and forth, went back to his table a few different times, and he gave me some good deals on some movies, so I thought, why not? Give him some reviews, pretty much a year later, of course. The director's name is Steve Rosinski, and I believe this film is his first horror film that he'd done in 2007. And I think he'd done a couple smaller things before. They weren't really horror-related and things. I'm not 100% sure, but he did say this is one of his first major horror projects. So, but yeah, from 2007, and of course it is called Basic Slaughter. Now, I love the cover art and the name to this title, or name to this film. I think that's just awesome. It just instantly reminded me of Final Exam. Just reading the tagline on here, of course it says, no icon, no novelty, no big twist, just basic slaughter. I like that, man. It's simple, it's not gimmicky, it's fun. But getting into the plot of this one, and oddly enough, this one right here doesn't really have a structured narrative. It's basically about a killer that's roaming the Rotary, Pennsylvania. He's roaming the streets of Rotary, Pennsylvania, and he's just targeting random people, and he's taking them out one by one. So basically what the film is, it's just following certain characters. They get killed off, and it goes to the next bunch of characters, and it just keeps kind of doing that. That's basically the entire film right there. Now, my thoughts on this one. It's a very short film. I was very kind of taken back, actually. I was watching this, and I pressed the info button to see how much time was left in the film, and there was like 15 minutes left, and this one only runs about 62 minutes. It's like, holy cow, that's really short. But yeah, so basically there's no structured narrative to this film. It just follows a bunch of random characters getting picked off by this killer that's all in black, wearing like this kind of black face mask and things like that. And it just instantly reminded me of Final Exam. Now, if you've seen that Final Exam slasher film from 1981, a lot of people kind of dislike that film because they say the film really doesn't have any purpose. There's no motive. There's nothing really going on with the killer, and it seems like a pointless film. The thing with Final Exam, that actually is the point of the movie. It's about pointless and senseless violence, hence no motive for the killer. I kind of like what is going on here. It's just really about a killer going around and just killing off random people. There's some pretty interesting dialogue in this film. You can tell Steve Rosinski is such a huge movie fan, horror fan, movie fan in general. Lots of references to other horror films like Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, even Die Hard. Some characters are wearing like death-proof shirts and things like that. With that said, there's actually a guy in this film by the name of Justin Chanel. He actually wrote and directed a film called Die and Let Live. I believe that came out around the same time as this film. He's even wearing a shirt in the film of his own film, which is kind of cool. So I recognize him. I've actually seen that guy in a few different low-budget independent horror films also. He's actually quite a good actor. I kind of like him, and he's one of the main characters that's in the final act of the film too. So kind of interesting stuff, but not a lot of major effects in this one. It's basically the killer going around killing people with a machete. There's a little bit of blood in here. There's one decapitation in this. Effects are pretty low budget, pretty bad, but it's fun. I really enjoyed the dialogue in this film, actually. It's just, you can tell it's just done by film lovers, and I really enjoy that about it. And to my surprise, the acting wasn't actually over that bad for most of the people. Some of the characters in the film, not really the greatest performances, but others weren't that bad, actually. It was, I was kind of digging it. There's this kind of very awkward and out of place, almost lesbian scene in the film, which I thought was a really kind of weird timing in the film, because it's like right towards the end of the third act. Third act, I mean, right towards the end of the film. But, you know, it's a lot of fun. You know, it's just, this one right here it's got a major low budget, man. I would say this movie was probably like $1,000 to make, but I enjoyed it. One thing I didn't really care for in the movie was the death metal soundtrack. I've stated many times, I really do not like those soundtracks at all in these type of films. I just find they don't work. I did like the direction that Steve Rosinski took in this one. It was just, you know, senseless and random violence and things like that. I did like that, and I think that my favorite character in this film, though, has to be the news reporter. Every time there's killings, he's reporting where the killer keeps dumping the bodies out in the woods, and his performance was really funny. He had a lot of funny lines, and it was clever. It was pretty clever. But this one right here is pretty much for the hardcore slasher fans out there. Might be a little harder to find. You might be able to find it at darkmulletcinema.net. I figured out why they called it Dark Mullet Cinema. When I met Steve Rosinski, he did not have a mullet. In this film, he's actually in it for a little bit. He ends up getting killed. But he's got this like gnarly mullet, man. Like crazy, like business in the front, party in the back kind of mullet. It's just pretty awesome. But yeah, you know, no structured narrative here. It's just kind of one of those ones that I can see a lot of people disliking. I thought it was actually kind of fun. I love me some slasher films, so this one, it is what it is. If I had to rate this, I'm going to just give it a pass at 5 out of 10. Nothing special. It just really kind of shocked me how short it was. You know, it was 60 minutes. Quick watch. You know, if you want, try to, you know, dig this one up out somewhere on the internet. I don't know where you can probably pick this up. Like I said, maybe try there. But yeah, basic slaughter. I had fun with it. I really enjoy movies with a lot of, you know, just geekism in it. And I call it geekism because when people are just doing lots of references to other movies and, you know, talking about comic books and Spider-Man and things like that, because it's what we do, man. We love films, and it just kind of reflects in his work right here. So I can't wait to check out his other movies. And I did like the fact that he didn't go over the top in the film with the comedy either. It just kind of, it is what it is. There's some funny moments, some, you know, just, you know, it wasn't taking itself too serious, but it wasn't like, you know, retarded, which is a word that they use in the film over and over again, which I think is kind of funny. But but anyways, guys, that's going to do it for week 123 here on Body Bags. Check you guys next week with another review. Peace out, homies. Here's a good quote. An independent movie from a director who definitely knows what he is doing. Moodz616 from the Coroner's Report. Moodz616, of course, is the guy that runs Massacre Video. Some cool gore effects for no budget. This DVD also has lots of extras worth checking out, which almost made me piss myself laughing at it. Tim Gross, Bastards of Horror. Slashers are the greatest form of entertainment in the horror genre, and I think Basic Slaughter fits right in there. Christy Langford, Gates of Gore.